Don't do this if you have lower back pain. So today I'm going to tell you exactly the one thing you should not be doing when you have a lower back issue. I'm going to tell you exactly what that is, why you shouldn't do it, and also the things that you can do to prevent it from becoming a problem in the future. My name is Dr. Jeremy Andrews. I'm a doctor of chiropractic here at West Chiropractic in Surrey, and we help people with chronic lower back and knee pain avoid a lifetime of painkillers and surgery. So what is the problem? Well, I'm going to show you this number one do not do. And it's really, really important that you stick to this because it can cause a lot of problems with your discs. So when you have lower back pain, it's very often that the discs are being compressed or there's problems with the joints either side of the spine, and that's putting pressure through the muscles. So the number one thing that you should not do is pick up any weight and then twisting with that weight. So a twist with weight to side is no good for the back, and it's often where a lot of our clients will come in and say, I lifted something up and I twisted with it, and that's when my back went into spasm. So one example is lifting up a flower pot in the garden. So lifting and then twisting without moving your feet puts a lot of stress through the base of the spine, causes a lot of torsion through the discs, and the discs aren't great with loaded stress and then rotating like this. So you're kind of pressing down on that jam donut and then squeezing like that. You can imagine what sort of a mess that's going to cause with your discs. So the reason this came up is I've actually been on holiday for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't been doing any weight training or any exercising, which has been super nice. And I came back and I went straight into a CrossFit class where they got me doing some deadlifts. I was doing these deadlifts and I thought my back is going to be a little bit sore tomorrow. As you know, I'm not a massive fan of doing deadlifts anyway. I do a very, very lightweight, very controlled. So it's very important that when you are lifting, and I was lifting with my back and my hamstrings, that I'm using my hamstrings more, but I'm not doing any twisting or rotating. And then what happened is I woke up the next day, my back was sore, and I went about my day. And my kids at the time, they're 3 and 5 at the moment. So I have to lift them into the bath, and then I have to lift them out of the bath, but then I twist like this without moving my legs, and that can put a lot of stress on my back. And as I was doing it, I thought, oh, I've been lucky this time. I really need to make sure that I'm not loading and twisting with my back, especially when it is sore from doing those movements. So let me show you exactly what I mean, and then we can run through this together. Okay, so essentially, imagine I'm putting my kids into the bath. So if this is the bath here, the bed is the bath, all right? So I'd say to my son, he's called Kit, I'd be like, right, Kit, jump up here. If I was doing it wrong, by the way, I'd be lifting him like this, and I'd say, come on, Kit, and I'd move like that without moving my legs, and then plant him down like that. Bear in mind, he's 5, he's tall for his age as well. We're probably looking at about 20 to 25 kilos. So that's a lot of weight to put through your back, especially when you get that rotational stress. It's going to put a lot of stress in the lower part. So let's say this is my child, this is Kit here. So essentially Kit would be standing like this. I'd be bending down. So he's on the floor here. I'll be bending my knees, keeping my back nice and straight. So bending like this to pivot, and then it's a movement like this, okay? So I'm not doing this where you twist. It's simply moving the feet, moving the feet, moving the feet, and then planting down like this. So let me show you. So bend the knees, keeping the back flat, hinging from the hips, picking up like this, and straightening, and move, move, move like this. Even maybe lift a little bit, but keep them close to you like that, and then it's plonk into the bath like this, okay? And then lifting out of the bath is gonna be, again, keeping the back flat, knees bent, lift like this, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle like this, and then plonking down like that. Now, easier said than done. You're gonna have a slippy 5-year-old in your hand who's gonna be soapy or got a lot of water on them. It's very, very tricky. So always try and wrap them up in a towel if you are doing that, and making sure that you're taking your time. You can even say to them, look, Daddy's got a bit of a bad back. I need to make sure that you're nice and still and you're playing ball with me here. Generally speaking, if they're a 5-year-old, they should understand that. My 3-year-old, she would not understand that. So she's a slippy character that you need to be a bit more careful with. Same thing with the plant pot, same thing with anything. You know, if we're lifting any heavy stuff, like this time of year, we're getting barbecues out, please make sure that when you're lifting, you're bending your knees, lifting up, and then we're moving, shuffling like this, keeping that core nice and tight, keeping the bum squeezed, making sure we're not twisting and rotating like this. This exercise, again, this is one of the worst exercises that you can actually do for building up core support. So you know those ones where you have a weight like this and then people are getting used to rotate like that? Absolute no-no for me, because what you're doing is you're loading the base of the spine like this, you're putting pressure on your disc, and then you're putting a 10-kilo plate and you're trying to put rotational stress through there. So that is an absolute no for me. There's much better ways that you can build strength in your core, and I will argue that to the cows come home. So if any PTs or any other chiropractors are watching this, please put your comments in below. I'd love to have a discussion about what you think, if you've got any other ways that you would do that. But also, if you completely disagree with me as well, I'd love to hear some comments on that. Okay, so if you are struggling with back pain and you are getting problems when you are doing any sort of twisting without weight, then how do you build the rotational and core support when you're doing those things? Well, one of the main ones I love to do is this movement here. So you want to do it like this, legs up like that, head off, keeping the core flat like this. Do not bend the core up like this. That's everything that I'm against. Lifting the head up like this, arms on the head. Knees come all the way in, elbow goes to knee. We're not bringing the core up like this. We're keeping it down like that, just to engage the core, and then comes back like this. And we're going to get some rotational strength without compromising the lower back. So it's really important that we're not lifting up too much like this and you're causing flexion in there. So let me show you from this side. You should see everything's nice and flat. So like this, again, just head up. My elbow is not going to touch my knee. I can't bring my knee all the way up like this. There's no point. All I'm trying to do is just engage, okay? So head comes up. Very, very relaxed. Again, as soon as you feel that your shoulders are coming off the bed, you've gone too far, taking it nice and gentle. Okay, and you should see it a bit better from here. So again, that is where I set. I do not move my head anymore now. So like this, like this, like this, just gently moving like that. And it's gonna activate these sling muscles here, going across like that. Okay, so how many times did you do that? I would do 10 on each side, very, very slowly, try and do 3 sets through. That should be a good workout. And like I say, you're not trying to lift anything up. It's literally just activating the head, which will activate your core without causing any compression on the base of the spine. So please, please, please do not lift and load. But if you are going to try and get that strength so that if anything did happen like that, that's the exercise that you want to be doing. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for our regular updates. And you can have copies of my best-selling books here, Transform Your Back and The Secret Cure to Back Pain, How to Avoid a Lifetime of Painkillers and Surgery. See you next time.